Good morning, Masters. We are in Chapter 9. The Birth Shaman Within. Every woman who has the karma to bear children has within her the spirit of the Birth Shaman. This spirit is composed of the cumulative wisdom of many lifetimes. It contains not only all of a mother's experiences of giving birth and raising children, both in this lifetime and others, but also all the wisdom she has learned from the women in her family about childbirth and child rearing. Equally important, the birth shaman contains the mother's vision of the world and the philosophy she has evolved to survive, learn, and grow in it. This philosophy may be simple and upbeat. Keep trying and you will succeed, dark and cautionary. The world will persecute you. You must be strong and fight for your rights, or spiritual and esoteric. The pleasures and pains of the world are but an illusion. Seek the divine within. Whatever the philosophy, it represents a basic distillation of everything the mother has experienced and learned in all her lifetimes, both as a woman and as a man. This accumulation of wisdom within the birth shaman is essential to her psychic role with the spirit baby. When the spirit baby psychically sends the signal, now is the time, the figure of the birth shaman materializes from the mother's seventh chakra at the top of her head. The appearance and color of this figure vary widely. Often it is a wise woman, figure of an older culture like the Celts or Native Americans. Sometimes it is a strong, proud warrior, and for others, it is simply a depiction of the mother herself. The appearance of the birth shaman fully expands the mother's seventh chakra and opens a psychic birth channel between the spirit baby world and the earth plane. The birth shaman then stabilizes this gateway. She extends the mother's kundalini energy from the first chakra at the base of her spine into the earth, creating an expansive cord that provides an anchor for the psychic birth process. The first chakra grounds us in physical reality. The energy cord our first chakra makes into the earth creates and sustains our place on this planet. It represents our right and claim to human life. The spirit baby's new body does not yet have this life-sustaining cord. The birth shaman expands the mother's grounding cord to make a place for this new human being. This act provides vital reassurance for the spirit. Remember that in order to fully animate the body and be born, the spirit baby must give up its connection to the nurturing, sustaining energy of the spirit baby world. The birth shaman's expansion of the mother's grounding cord tells the spirit baby not to fear, that a new source of life-giving energy will be immediately available. As soon as the connection is severed and the baby enters the birth canal, the spirit knows its newly formed grounding cord will be reinforced and strengthened by the mother's energy. The psychic birth channel's connection to the spirit baby world must also be reinforced. To do this, the birth shaman extends the kundalini energy in the mother's spine out through the top of her head. This orange gold cord makes a firm connection between the mother's energy system and the spirit world. The cord appears in a wide variety of shapes and sizes. One common form is a dramatic orange gold arch that connects the mother's seventh chakra to an unseen point in distant space. Another is a hollow tube that extends straight up from the top of the mother's head. At times, it appears as if the mother's spine itself has been stretched into space, the vertebrae becoming like orange gold stepping stones to guide the spirit baby. No matter what the shape, the purpose of this cord is always the same. It is there to reassure the spirit baby that there is a safe, secure bridge from the familiar confines of the spirit baby world to the love and nurturing of the spirit baby's new home. Once this cord is established, the psychic birth channel is complete. The mother's body and energy systems are now life giving dynamic links between two worlds. Crossing the psychic birth channel. When the psychic birth channel is complete, the mother usually enters the first stage of labor. During this stage, the spirit baby oval moves from its position next to the uterus to a place above the mother's head. This indicates that the spirit is poised to release its connection to the spirit baby world. It is the birth shaman's job to stimulate and facilitate this release and to act as a guide who leads to the spirit to its new body. Each birth shaman does this job differently. I have seen birth shamans cross the channel between worlds, embrace the spirit baby, and then escort the spirit baby oval over the channel down the mother's spine and into the uterus. Some birth shamans ask the spirit babies to cross the channel alone. They radiate a light through the psychic birth channel into the spirit baby world, so the spirit can follow it like a beacon. Other birth shamans simply make a cord that draws the spirit baby from the invisible to the physical world. Whatever method the birth shaman chooses, she is successful because of her ability to create a bond of trust with her spirit baby. The passage between worlds can be a daunting prospect for a spirit baby. Entering the psychic birth channel means leaving a world where there is no death for one, where death is a certainty. It means committing to a specific destiny that will take the spirit on a karmic path strewn with obstacles and lessons, joy, and pains. As the spirit baby stands facing this daunting prospect, the birth shaman's energy appears, radiating the cumulative wisdom of the mother's lifetimes. Whether the shaman crosses over and embraces the spirit baby, or shines a psychic homing beacon, or makes a cord of light, her message is the same: trust me. I know how to nurture and protect you. I know the world you are about to enter. I can teach you how to survive and grow there. This pledge of nurturance, guidance, and protection calls to the spirit baby with a steady energy of support and encouragement. Propelled by the force of karma and drawn by the birth shaman's pledge, the spirit baby makes its decision, releases its connection to the spirit baby world, and enters the psychic birth channel. When the spirit baby begins to pass through the psychic birth channel, the mother is usually in the transition phase of labor. Some spirits seem to move through the channel very quickly and unite with their new bodies, while the mother is still in this transition phase. Others move more slowly and haltingly and do not connect with their bodies until their mothers enters the resting and pushing or crowning and delivery phase of labor. The psychic process of birth runs on a slightly different timetable than the physical. Its purpose is to unite the spirit with its new body and establish a life sustaining grounding cord to give this new human being his or her best chance of survival. In almost all the cases I have observed, the psychic process was complete before the baby physically emerged into the world. I believe the psychic process anticipates the completion of the physical so that the baby is provided with the greatest amount of psychic and physical support while passing through the birth canal. The grounding cord strengthens and establishes the infant's life force, giving the body physical strength and resilience. When the energy of the spirit baby oval enters and animates the body, it fills that body with the karmic drive to complete the spirit's new destiny. It fills the body with the will to live. Once the spirit enters the channel, its oval form usually remains intact as it crosses the bridge between worlds, passes through the mother's energy system, and reaches the womb. When the spirit baby enters its new body, the oval at first surrounds the body like a bubble. The oval gradually disappears as its brightly colored energy is absorbed by the body, and these colors are encoded with the spirit's karmic path in this lifetime. When they are absorbed, it means the spirit has accepted this body as a vehicle for its destiny. The spirit baby's joining with its new body is now almost complete. One final task remains for the birth shaman: establishing the new being's grounding cord. As soon as the energy of the spirit baby oval is absorbed, a slender cord of red or gold light emerges from the base of the body's spine. This fledgling grounding cord often looks as tender and vulnerable as the root on a seedling plant. The birth shaman joins this root to the mother's expanded grounding cord, beginning the fulfillment of the pledge she made to the spirit baby at the beginning of the psychic birth process. Her action of joining the two cords tells the new being, "You are under my nurturing protection. I will teach you to survive and grow." The psychic birth process is now complete. The birth shaman has done her job. She has cleared a pathway between worlds. She has made a place for a new being in our physical reality. Her shamanic role complete, the birth shaman is reabsorbed into the mother's body. Problems do arise in the psychic birth process. Hidden blocks in the mother's chakra system can prevent the formation of the birth shaman and consequently the creation of the psychic birth channel itself. When this happens, the physical process of giving birth is also affected. I am afraid of being like my mother. Rosalie was 3 days past her due date and almost in tears when she came to my office. Her friend Janice, a long-time client of mine, had brought Rosalie in to see if I could shed any light on her situation. "I want to have a natural birth. It's very important to me," Rosalie said after she got comfortable. "But I may not have a choice. My doctor wants to induce labor in a few days if nothing changes. I know it might be necessary, but I really don't want that. Is there anything I can do?" When I looked at Rosalie's spirit baby, a boy, his energy showed no signs of stress. I could tell he had already sent a message to Rosalie that he was ready. He was simply waiting for Rosalie to be ready too. In Rosalie's energy system, however, there was no sign of the psychic birth channel or the birth shaman. The dominant feature in her energy system was a dark form that sat on the top of her head like a cap. This dark form severely restricted the flow of energy through Rosalie's seventh chakra. With her seventh chakra blocked, the birth shaman could not appear and initiate the psychic birth process. As I focused on the blocked chakra more closely, I began to see images from Rosalie's childhood. In each image, the figure of Rosalie's mother appeared as an angry, critical woman who drank heavily. Rosalie had always tried to please her and failed. This had affected Rosalie's self-esteem, making it very difficult for her to believe in herself. The energy of the seventh chakra reflects our beliefs about ourselves and the universe around us. Whenever we are consumed by self-doubt or go through a crisis of belief, it affects and often blocks the flow of energy through this chakra. Rosalie's seventh chakra was blocked by self-doubt. As I studied the images surrounding the block, one message came through very clearly. Rosalie did not believe she would be a good parent. She believed she would turn out to be exactly like her mother. When I explained all this to Rosalie, I could tell my words were bringing up many painful memories. As I talked about her mother and the images I had seen from her childhood, Rosalie just nodded yes and dabbed the tears from her eyes. "I'm afraid of being like my mother," she said after I finished. "It's one of my biggest fears. It's been coming up all the time in the last few months, and I have been talking to my therapist about it. Part of me knows I'll be a good mother, but the fear sometimes is overwhelming. The block in your seventh chakra is like a voice that constantly repeats the same message. You're going to be a bad parent. You're going to be like your mother, I explained. Each time you try to put a positive belief about yourself in the seventh chakra, there is very little energy to support it. The block programs the energy of the chakra to support the negative message.
If I remove the block, I believe it will help you in two ways. An open seventh chakra will allow your energy system to support your positive beliefs about yourself. It will also open the door for the psychic part of the birth process to begin. As I performed the energy work necessary to open Rosalie's seventh chakra, she fell into a deep sleep. She awoke just as I was finishing my work.
This is the most relaxed I have felt in weeks, she said. Do you think labor will start soon? As I looked at Rosalie's aura, the faint outline of the bird shaman was beginning to form. The energy pattern in the chakra still was quite unsettled, however. Rosalie's conscious effort would be needed to keep the chakra open. Your energy is moving now, I told her. I believe the psychic birth process will begin if you can keep energy flowing through your seventh chakra. I'm going to give you a meditation to help you to do this. I believe you still have a chance to have the natural birth you want. Rosalie thanked me and said she would have her friend Janice keep me apprised of what was happening. The next evening, Janice called and told me Rosalie had just delivered a baby boy. She had gone into labor a few hours after the reading. It had been a long, difficult labor, but in the end, Rosalie had the natural birth she wanted. I have had a number of cases like Rosalie's in which some deep seated fear has inhibited or shut down the psychic birth process. These fears can be rooted in the present time but are just as likely to be the result of some past life experience. Am I going to die? Carmen was in her second trimester of pregnancy. She had come for a reading because she was having what she called psychic moments. She wanted to know if I could explain why and if this had anything to do with her pregnancy. I have these periods of time when I can tell what someone is going to say, their exact words before they say it. It's as if I can tell what they are thinking, Carmen began. My dreams have also been coming true. I dreamed my mother in law was being rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery, and the next day it happened. Emotionally, it's like I have no boundaries. If I'm with someone, whatever they are feeling, I'm feeling. I have to be totally alone to relax. All this has been going on since I got pregnant. Does it have anything to do with it? I explained to Carmen that in my experience, increased psychic awareness was common for mothers during their pregnancies. Her spirit baby's energy was stimulating and opening up her energy system, making her chakras more sensitive to the thoughts and emotions of others. As I explained the function of the chakra system, I watched Carmen's aura. While she was interested in what I was saying, I could see something else was on her mind. Intuitively, I knew one of her psychic moments had revealed something that deeply disturbed her. The energy in her aura kept drawing my attention to a small image at the top of her head, just at the edge of her seventh chakra. It was the image of a tombstone marking a freshly filled grave. I stopped my explanation of the chakra system and asked Carmen to give me a moment. Focusing on the graveside, I expanded the image to see what explanation was behind it. A string of past life images appeared. They showed a woman dying in childbirth, her funeral, and then the gravesite again. The sequence repeated itself 2 more times. Then telepathically, I heard Carmen's voice. I'm afraid it's all going to happen again. And the gravesite image shrank back to its small size. When I opened my eyes to return my attention to Carmen, she was staring straight at me. I'm going to die, aren't I? She asked. Well, you're afraid you're going to die. There is a difference, I responded, and we both laughed. Did you see the grave? She asked. Yes, I did. The images behind it indicate that in a previous life you died in childbirth. I believe your fear is based more on a past life memory than a premonition of the future. When did you see the gravesite? I asked. When I first got pregnant, Carmen said. I woke up from this really bad dream and all I could remember was this picture of a grave. I knew it was me in that grave. I knew I died giving birth. I didn't know what to think. Later on, when I began to have dreams that came true, I really started to worry. Suppose I was seeing my future? Carmen's fear was very real. When she described seeing the grave, a distinct chill came into the room and the image of the grave in her aura expanded to cover her seventh chakra. This concerned me, so I focused on her spirit baby to see if I could get a clue to any problems that might arise during childbirth. When I connected with the spirit baby and tried to ask questions about the future, the spirit's only response was a picture of Carmen and a young girl playing tennis together. As I described the scene to Carmen, she began to laugh and the energy of fear around her began to dissipate. I love playing tennis. I have always hoped I could teach my kids how to play. I guess that's a good sign. I'm a bit concerned about your fear, I told Carmen. Your open energy system is amplifying your fear, and this can block your seventh chakra. A blocked seventh chakra can sometimes delay or interrupt labor. I am going to give you a chant to help dissolve your fear. Whenever you find yourself dwelling on this past life memory, do the chant and it will help get your energy moving again. Fear can have a paralyzing effect on both your energy system and your body. If you have any trouble during labor, do the chant. It will help to get your energy flowing and keep your mind clear for any decisions you may have to make. Carmen thanked me and promised she would let me know what happened. She called about 2 weeks after her baby, a girl, was born. I wanted to tell you I made it, she said with a laugh. Thank you very much for seeing the past life and giving me the chant. During labor, I would suddenly get scared and think, I can't do this, and my contractions would stop. It was like something was stuck. I would do the chant and everything would start moving again. It helped me find that part of me that knew I could do it, that knew I could have this baby. The expansion of the mother's chakra system during pregnancy can be a mixed blessing. It can open the door to psychic awareness, but it can also amplify past life fears hidden in her energy system. When these fears settle in the seventh chakra, they can often impede the psychic birth process and affect labor and delivery. I always give my clients chants, affirmations, and meditations to dissolve these fears and to help them over the rough spots of the birth process. Spirit babies can also impact the psychic birth process. Their fears of taking on a new body or the effects of past life trauma make them reluctant to leave the safety of the spirit baby world. Sometimes a mother must consciously support the birth shaman to bring the spirit baby to his or her new home. Okay, Masters, we'll stop here. Thank you.